This is gonna be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Oh! Get old bitch! We got him! We got him! What is going on, everyone? Let's get this over here, and this is it, guys. This is the final battle. We are going to end this trial. We are going to go ahead and make Chief Gant guilty in this episode. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? So let's jump into this game once again, everyone. February 25th, 2:21 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. I can't believe Chief Gant would do such a thing. I think this guy's gonna do it. Now then. Will the defendant, Mr. Lana Sky, please take the stand? Mr. Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Duh. Please provide the court with your testimony, Mr. Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear your truth. Of course. The truth.
Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Now then, your testimony if you want. First, tell us about your relationship with Gant.
Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get to Gant. Let's see what she says. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure.
But Lana.
Is it true? Then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning.
Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
Your friends may now begin his cross-examination.
Alright, let's do this. Get in the fabrication. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Is that true, though? When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene? I don't believe that. Let's press that. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. It's only a situation you dreamed was possible. What? The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. She's gonna say it was me. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Doc? Something like that. That is so. What happened to the other murder weapon? Doc was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
All just to protect me.
Well, when you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to, of course.
Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted inside the wound. then move the body. Press that. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound? Then move the body? What the fuck? But why? Why would you do that? Of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. Why did you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have a witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body. The piece of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Present? Let's present the jar to her? Because that seems like what she's talking about. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life. So my hands on the desk have been useless. Even so, I'm so compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction? My testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. What? In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. My hands on the desk again. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar.
Get owned. Bitch. Order, order.
Your Honor, it would appear she fucked up. More information is needed in regard to this jar and its fucking bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
Let's see what she says about the jar now. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away those messages in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time.
She didn't think Dark was the real murderer? That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Okay, let's look at what she said. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out, okay? To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. But the jar is good. Look at the jar. We have all the pieces to it. We're not missing a piece at all. If we look at it. Isn't that? Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified.
She gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you.
That music.
Boop, 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 because we're about to destroy.
Hey! We got this! We're gonna defend it. I've simply missed a piece.
No, bitch. I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone on Ace Detective. Yes! May well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along because I'm old. Ha! Can you believe that? Look how old I am. Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jaw was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jaw. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. Hope we're not implying this person was Chief Garrett at the time. He was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jaw? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? That's stupid. Well, Your Honor, can you answer that? No! Okay. Get owned. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gann arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jaw and purposefully hid one of the broken pieces. Question, what is this action called? Fabrication. But why would Chief Garrett do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? Well, what happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Doc, sparing Emma. And here's the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet.
No, I didn't. I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client.
Guess you don't seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap?
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana, maybe right after all.
What do you mean, Wright?
So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright?
So my hands on the desk. Miss Skye, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Skye, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there's a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
All right. A witness may testify once more for the final time.
Here it is. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor sword.
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture.
I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something.
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere.
Oh, that evidence book? She's talking about that? There's something in this? Nuh-uh. Let's look at it. Okay, let's zoom in on it. Turn it around. Whoa. Examine. Oh, there's a picture inside. What? Hey, there's a picture in here. What the?
Oh my. This is the actual crime scene.
No, the detective saw the crime scene like this. It's because I contacted criminal affairs only after I arranged the scene. Or rearranged the scene.
Mr. Wright! A piece cut off from his vest. Could that be?
The cloth we found inside Chief Kent's safe? What's this?
It's a handprint. That cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Whose ever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer.
What? But those fingerprints, they're yours, Emma.
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, let's get on with this cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright, let's see what we can do. When I arrived, I found him... What the fuck? What? Oh shit, he's back!
Come now, Urgy. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What?
You already declined testimony. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be the risk the judge was talking about. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
So what? You think I'm worried?
Dude, bitch, you just went Super Saiyan.
I disappoint you. But I don't need to make any statements.
What do you mean?
The evidence would do all the talking for me. Even I can't testify, I can still present evidence.
That's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence?
No, I don't. But someone does.
Someone?
So then, what's your excuse, Rido? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt.
Is this true, Mr. Wright? If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you'll be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. So I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? Oh shit, what the hell? I don't want to show it, but will I get in trouble if I do show it? Nah, screw that. I'm not showing it. Nope. I gotta protect Emma. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
What? You lie!
Dreamgate.
You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. It's conclusive evidence.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know, his fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut off for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the chief of police. Consider evidence. This is gonna be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
Oh! Get old bitch! We got him! We got him! We got Chief Gant! That's it! He ruined himself. He destroyed himself. This was the destruction, the self-destruction of Chief Gant. Let's go.
Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had to go, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened.
Oh, what? You mean you admit to it?
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It didn't occur to me that I could use this situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her? I knew Lana, but I made it look like the blame lay with her sister. And when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Miss Sky.
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dog convicted.
When we arranged the crime scene, I had 2 pieces of evidence. I did this before Lana arrived at the scene.
2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why?
For assurance, of course.
Assurance?
I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
What do you take me for? A fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? Look at this jar fragment. I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces.
But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too?
Oh. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for assurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you admit to it then, Chief Gant? That you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe?
Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, we had to say it for yourself. It was a moment ago you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late.
It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Let's show that evidence. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. Evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marsh. Oh, we gotta show that cloth, guys. This is it. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of this victim's vest, right?
Oh, yes. At last, you finally brought it out into the open.
There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecutor requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis.
This handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean? Could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
Oh. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Righto had all this time to present his evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
I mean, you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that?
Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Where the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. If these proceedings as predicted. The person who these fingerprints belong to are Emma Skye, of course.
Emma Skye?
What? They're mine?
I'm sorry, Emma.
But why? Why didn't you tell me? Oh, you're really something, Ryder. You knew this girl did it all along. And you still trying to pin the murder on me.
Oh, it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove prosecution marshal to this death.
How could you? You monster!
Emma Skye?
You knew his fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Skye, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet.
But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career, too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you gonna tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer?
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh, and what's that?
Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
Emma Skye, wasn't it?
No. I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is.
That's all right. This piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. It's probably Lana's picture.
And what exactly is this supposed to be?
This is the picture Miss Skye took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was out?
Yes, but his shirt is on underneath. Hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth.
Perfectly clean.
Wait, there's no blood on it.
Since Emma Skye's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. Set my hands on the desk. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword. No.
This is nonsense.
Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and he was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Skye? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the armor sword. Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jaw with the victim's blood. Then he broke the jaw on purpose to leave behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! Bitch, It's finished. Get owed. And I will be taking... What? What's going on now?
Oh, that was close, Rhino. You almost had me.
What?
Sorry, but you had to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
What do you mean you refute his allegation?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence.
Order! Order! What nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Uchi? Early old Rhino here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Rhino? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you?
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. Yeah, at that point in time. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Oh. Did you actually think you could best me in court? Looks like the last laugh's on you, son.
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright.
It seems, at last, the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
I did not. Certainly, I refused to present evidence at one point.
Aha! So the evidence is legal.
No. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant.
Huh?
It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't.
What do you mean, you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved with presenting evidence.
No, Uji, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't let him.
There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well. Let's settle this once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now.
Wait, the evidence of law book. Hold up. Let's look at the rules. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. Ooh. Okay, you guys get it, right? We're about to present this shit. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
What's this?
I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, MS Guy's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevance? Just take one look at this picture and...
Sorry, but you can recall. When was that picture presented?
Was that shown only a few moments ago?
No.
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, yes. No.
It was then that you proved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant. The killer was you.
He's gonna kill himself! This dude just turned Super Saiyan. Holy shit. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good for nothing scum. For 2 years he's been snooping around the department trying to get something of me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited an Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman.
Detective Goodman.
Yeah, that's right.
If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you gotta help me.
Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden he had to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman?
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? You can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
He told me to open up the evidence room and take it out. It's not too late. I'll hand this to Marshall. Well, to be honest, I was a little panicked too. I had a bad feeling about it, but never knew it would come to this. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out.
It would only increase the amount of blood and you couldn't finish what you started.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I was wiping it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my mistake.
Detective Gumshoes. Bloody handprint.
I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
Then you put the body in my car.
I'm sorry, we couldn't think of any other way to move the body. We broke the trunk, but what's the big deal? You pulled down a lot more than us detectives.
What does this have to do with anything? You're horrible. How could you get Miss Sky involved in all this?
Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker.
I feel bad for having to do it. I couldn't sit around and pick and choose what to take.
Well, you've left a jar fragment and gloves.
Yeah? It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy, what are you doing in court?
Me.
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same.
Are we really the same?
One day you'll understand. If you want to take them on alone, you'll figure out what's needed. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Urgy?
What?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend.
Well, it's not that damn shame. I like those sandwiches. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person.
Those days are gone now, Archie. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. You see, if I listen carefully, I can hear it right now. The sound of a new beginning.
Woo! Baby, that was a long-ass game.
There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today.
So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My, what high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh. You suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it! I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examination is in order for all of us. This guy,
Yes, Your Honor?
you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as accomplice. The trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, not guilty.
Woo! We are the best! That's what I'm talking about.
That is all. The court is adjourned.
Finally. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it.
February 25th, 5:08 p.m. District Court, defendant line number 2.
At long last, it's finally over once again. Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit.
No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended, I could see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
You suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well.
Woo! My boy Wright.
You know, I did my best too. But Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, or like I always do.
What the heck?
Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Thank you, I guess. Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making detectives run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope. Not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Lana!
Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell you if you want.
Emma, I owe you an apology.
It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it.
That day, 2 years ago,
was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess.
Sis,
I asked Aunt to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. Now, I realized I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you looked at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew.
but sis, you were only doing it for me.
No.
Huh?
I turned my back on you that day. And hiding what I believed to be the truth. I was deceiving you.
Sis,
I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry.
but sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now.
You're happy?
Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have.
Oh, Emma. Emma?
There it is, the hug. The hug of the century.
No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our path. And once we've found our path, we can move on from our past mistakes toward a brighter future. At least, that's what I felt, looking at those two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe. Wait. Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Where was he hiding? I just came to say, congratulations. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't change my own mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Ged was right.
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. If you want to take them on alone, you'll figure out what's needed.
I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime alone, one needs a weapon. It's scary, but I've been thinking the same thing for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor.
He's gonna quit?
Edgeworth, don't you understand? David Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said, in order to fight crime alone, one needs a weapon. That may be right. But think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, what? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Lana's talking about.
Evidence. That neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own? What the heck could that be? Is it the evidence list? Where is that? Oh, here it is. Yeah, this right here. I remember this.
That's the picture I drew.
Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. That didn't just happen by chance, Edgeworth. It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth.
If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, what happened in this trial can either make or break you as a prosecutor. In the end, it's up to you. I know. Seems I owe you my thanks too, Wright. But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. I better be getting back too.
Okay, I'll come visit you.
Seems we both still have a lot to learn. Here, this is a little something for you.
Scientific investigation?
It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well.
Thanks, sis. I will.
And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself.
Well, don't go drink it off just yet, pal.
Huh? What is it, detective?
There's a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
But
I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, maybe it'd be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story.
Huh?
They said I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
Huh?
way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Yeah, well, you see. Mr. Right here is the one who will be footing the bill.
Huh? Huh?
What do you think, I could afford that with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Huh? Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream?
We're all here. Why don't we all go together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go.
That was awesome. That was definitely awesome. Man. I am happy. Look at what's going on here. As for me, this fair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. So I managed to find my way back to the field somehow. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. That'd be cool. Two sisters working together. Wow, that was a wild ride. I don't know how I feel about this little bonus addition to the game. The DS version, at least. I mean, it was fun. I just felt like it was really, really long. Like, overwhelmingly long at points. If we penalize you anymore, it'd be worth the firing you. Yep, that's what they said. Just goes to show you can't shake me off that easily. Of course not. You're Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, this was super long. Like, that was the longest case. Apparently, that's the longest case in just the history of Phoenix Wright in all of the games. So, man. I cannot believe that. I mean, I'm kind of glad I'm done with it. Not as in, like, it sucked or anything, but I'm done with it as in, like, I don't need to really worry about it as much. I don't have to go back to it. Now, I think I'm going to be buying the 3DS versions of this game because I kind of would rather be playing this actually on my DS than be playing it on an emulator. But yeah, overall the game was amazing. I love Phoenix Wright. It's probably one of my top favorite game series now that I've just played this one game. I know it's pretty crazy after playing the first game, it's one of my favorite game series, but it just like, it has that spunkiness, and then like the first few cases in the game, I love the first game. Like I felt like all the cases were just really well put together. This case was a little different. Oh, the blue badger fell over. This case had its funny moments and such, but I felt like it just kept dragging on, and like after a while I was just kind of like, can we just get to the end of this already? Like, I understand why it dragged on so long, and it kind of had to in a way, but it was just getting old after a while, and I was just like, oh my god, please end. I was like, I need this to be just over with already. But overall, the game, I would give it a solid like 9 out of 10. This is definitely a legendary game that I would probably go back later on in the future and play it again. I loved every second of it. I hope that more Phoenix Wright fans kind of find my channel, because I know I have a lot of Danganronpa fans, which is cool. I love Danganronpa, but I would love to also grab some of those Phoenix Wright fan base or fans also. Like, that would be awesome to have on my channel, because I feel like the Phoenix Wright fan base is really good, and they are really like true to their series, and they love watching Let's Plays of it. I just really love being in communities, so being in the Phoenix Wright community would just be like a dream to me. I always wanted to be in like the Kingdom Hearts community and Danganronpa and this and that, but being in the Phoenix Wright and Danganronpa would be amazing. I didn't really get to make it into the Kingdom Hearts one because of reasons, and I just didn't make the cut. There's just, you have to be cool to be a Kingdom Hearts tuber, and I'm not cool. So yes, this is just awesome. This is what I needed. I want to jump into the next few games, 2 and 3, and then like some of the side games also. But the only thing about that is, my friend even told me easy mode. He was like, take a break, you know, let Ace Attorney sit for a while. You've been playing Rise from the Ashes for like ever on your channel, so like, you know, just take a break from the game, because honestly, Rise from the Ashes like burned me out of the game, honestly. So I think I'm just gonna chill out, sit back, relax on it, take my W that I got from Phoenix Wright, and then surprise you guys with like some other new series or something that I haven't done yet. I feel like that would be pretty awesome. You know, some games I always wanted to play, one was Steins Gate. I haven't played Steins Gate on my channel, and I know a lot of other people have, including Nico B. Haven't seen his Let's Play of it. I didn't really want to, because I wanted to probably test the game out for myself, but I heard Steins Gate is a pretty badass visual novel. I don't think I'm going to be doing that, but maybe in the future, who knows, like a long time from now, maybe like 2-3 months, I might do Steins Gate. But for now, I think the next game is going to be something that people are not going to expect on my channel. And I know a lot of you guys, when you see that junk uploaded, you're going to be looking at your TV screens like, where the fuck did Blasian Kid get this from? Why out of all these games he picked this one? Yeah, it's gonna blow some people's freaking minds. Believe me on that. Dang, this is some long credits. Like, after like all this talking, I basically binged the last like 2 episodes of this LP, and like my voice, this is why I kind of have to take breaks from Phoenix Wright, because my voice like kills me after playing it. Like, it's just like gone, completely gone. No more voice, Blasian Kid, no more voice. And it really sucks. Like right now, I'm waiting for these credits to be done so I can go out and get me a milkshake. I want me the fattest milkshake I can get. I want that Oreo milkshake from Jack in the Box. If you guys have ever been to Jack in the Box, go to Jack in the Box. If you have, oh, what is this? Hold up. What's this? Can I turn it around like the other one and examine? Yes, I can. Yeah, I'm about to get me the fattest milkshake. Like, I'm thinking about that milkshake. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. They're like, it's better than your. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at them. That must have been like a long time ago. The Sky family. Never did explain what happened to their parents. Anyways, that is it, guys. The Phoenix Wright LP, completely done and finished. I am happy. I am glad that it is, because it was a great LP, a great playthrough. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for participating in this LP. Thank you for supporting it. I know it took me a while to finish it, but it's finally done and gone. Thank you. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you did enjoy the video. By the way, I'll see you guys later. Deuces.
Hope will never die. Can you see the sun is shining?